Welcome, Rattler fans, to the second game of the doubleheader. This one, of course, still between the St. Mary's Rattlers, now 1-0 on the season. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon, 2-1 on the season, and the University of Mary, who is 0-1. As advertised, Matt McLean will be on the rubber for the Rattlers. And just like Renee Solis, the University of Mary is going to have their hands full with McLean.
Yes, indeed. McLean last season, a 2.34 ERA with an 8-4 win-loss percentage. Led the team with an astonishing 108 strikeouts. It'll be interesting to see how he gets his season underway here, as that one is fouled away.
McLean 0-1 on the year. He was the victim of the Rattlers' loss. That was in the Minute Maid Park, the home of the Houston Astros. And that first one is shot over to short. The glove and throw, but the throw not in time. Roberts wasn't able to get enough on it, and McLean will give up the first hit of the ball game. That hit was given up to Grandstand. He'll be playing short. Next up will be Byer, number 15. He'll be playing center field. After him, it'll be Shaw, the left fielder, then Somerville, the first baseman. Held will bat fifth. He's a designated hitter. Then we have Seluson, number 16. He'll be playing right field and batting sixth. Outers will be playing second and batting seventh. Ingemison will be catching and batting eighth. And then we have Schiff, who will be rounding out the order, batting ninth. He'll be playing third base. 0-1 the count to Byer. McLean comes set. Here's the pitch. That one, a called strike off speed. 0-2 the count.
On that pitch, McLean with great movement on the ball caught the hitter looking for the second strike.
0-2 the count for Byer. Off speed, and Byer's able to fight it off. Let's meet the Rattlers defensively. From left to right in the outfield, you have Jones, Garcia, and Orton. Gonzalez will be playing third, Roberts at short, Maldonado at second. The only changes at first base, Hermsen will be playing first in this second game, and Jean-Paul Reguero will be behind the plate handling the catching duties. Strikeout, the throw down to second. Oh, it wasn't handled by Roberts. So it'll be a stolen base along with a strikeout. They're going to call interference, though. So 2 away. I believe they got Byer for interference on the throw down as Reguero bumped into him. So it'll be not exactly a strike him out, throw him out, but close to it.
Left fielder Jason Shaw.
Here comes Shaw now. And a discussion going on right now. And it looks like we're squared away, ready to go, so it'll be 2 away. McLean will be back on the rubber. That first pitch catches the inside corner for a called strike one. Here's McLean off speed, also a called strike. And when McLean gets going, he has so many pitches that he can get you with. It's why he's such a great strikeout pitcher. Shaw batted .341 last year. That one outside. 1-2. McLean, that one out of the zone. As the sun's still out, it's still a lovely day to be watching and playing baseball. That one in on the hands. Maldonado will have to charge it. The throw to first in time. And that'll do it for the inning. So a roundabout way to a 1-2-3 inning. And the Rattlers will be coming up in the bottom of the first as you're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network. And welcome back, Rattler fans. 0 runs scored by the Marauders in the top of the first, and now the Rattlers will have their crack at it. Jones stepping in, and he'll take a called strike one right there. Jones was everything you could want out of a leadoff man at Moore last game. He had 3 hits, scored a run, and RBI. As that pitch is out of the zone, 1-1 the count. Michael Volrath will be pitching for the Marauders. A 1-4 record last season with an ERA of 3.95 as Jones looks at a called strike 2. Volrath working from the windup. Here's the pitch. And Jones hits that one sharply off the lip of the grass, and he's safe. The first baseman was pulled off the bag by the throw. I believe they're going to get an error on the shortstop there for the throw. That'll be on grandstand.
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
And now here comes Mario Maldonado, the second baseman. Let's go on ahead. Let's meet the Rattlers lineup. Scott Jones leading off. He'll be playing short. I beg your pardon, left field. Mario Maldonado will be batting second and playing second. Drake Roberts batting third and playing short. Brooks Orton will be playing right and batting fourth. Then you have Al Gonzalez. He'll be playing third base and batting fifth. Omar Garcia will be batting sixth. He'll be playing the designated hitter role. Then we'll have Joe Hermson, who will be playing first base. JP Ragero will be behind the plate batting eighth, and then we'll have Adrian Garcia playing center field. He'll be rounding out the order for the Rattlers. Jones takes his lead from first. Here's the pitch, and that one a high chopper by Maldonado. The throw is to first and is in time as Mario is retired. So 1 away, but Jones moving up into scoring position.
Shortstop, Drake Roberts.
Now here comes Drake Roberts.
I accidentally put a hit for us.
And there's no count. And number 6 is at bat. Is it clear count? At bat 6. And then you said home hit?
Yeah.
Said home hit, that one. And then let's put 0.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Volrath, the pitch. That one out of the zone, 1-0.
Ball one. There you go. Perfect.
Roberts was 2 for 3 last game. He had an RBI, a run scored as well. Actually had the first RBI inside the new Dixon Stadium. As he rolls this one slowly over to short, the bobble, but able to get the throw over was Grunstad. And so now 2 Rattlers are away,
Right fielder,
and
Brooks
Jones
Orton.
over to third. Here comes Brooks Orton up to the plate. Orton was 0 for 3 in his debut inside Dixon Stadium. And that one knocked down and blocked away by Ingemison. Good play by him. 1-0 the count.
Good fundamentals right there by the catcher. Able to block the ball and keep it in front of him. And with that, he was able to keep Jones at third.
Volrath the pitch. This one lifted high and deep into right field. And it's just foul. Brooks Orton just missed out there on what would have been extra bases for certain. One and one in the count. Orton steps back in. He has that protective wear on his right foot, his lead foot, as well as on his right elbow. He fouls that one away, 1-2. Volrath, he pitched 41 innings last year, had 16 strikeouts. Here's the pitch, and that one hit sharply but foul, and we'll do 1 and 2 once again.
Hey, Chad. We have,
Now, if you're
one in the University
Orton,
area that isn't in the
you don't want to try to do too much now. You have a runner at third. All you need is a base hit to score the run.
University of Maryland.
we have number 16 that is.
Here's the pitch, and this one hit high up into the air. That looks to be a can of corn for Byer, and he makes the play, and so that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors committed. 1 error committed, beg your pardon, and 1 left on base. We're heading to the top of the second. University of Mary, nothing. The St. Mary's University Rattlers, nothing as well.
Kind of add, edit, or delete. So what I would
Get your ass suit. You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. Matt McLean back out for a second inning of duty. I'm Joe Rodriguez. Brian McGlue, you on here with me. We're inside the brand new Dixon Stadium. Earlier today, the Rattlers moving to 1-0 at home, 2-1 on the year as a whole. University of Mary also kicking off their season. They're now 0-1, so they'll be looking to bounce back here. But Matt McLean on the mound trying to prevent them from doing so. 1-1 the count here. So that pitch knocked down by Ruggiero. It's 2-1 now. And Brian, we've had a game of experience now here inside Dixon Stadium. Of all the Rattlers right now, who are you most excited to see play? Who's doing well in your eyes?
Well, Jones, the right fielder for the Rattlers, as that one is hit towards him. And right on cue, Jones records the out. But Jones has had a spectacular day today. Was the first run to score here at Dixon Stadium. Has had a tremendous day at bat for the most part, and quite frankly, he's done superb.
Yes, indeed. Jones, one to look out for, as here comes Held to the plate. And that one called strike. On my side of things, I love watching the pitching. I think St. Mary's always has some of the best pitchers in the nation. We're fortunate to get to watch them, and sometimes we're a bit spoiled by our pitchers. Rene Solis, he had a no-hitter going through 4 innings earlier today. And it's something that we always see. Usually the Rattlers pitchers are competing with each other in order for various awards, so it's just like Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year or something. But right now, 3-1 the count to Held. As McLean will have to battle back in this at bat. That one inside, and Held is able to draw the walk. And now it'll be Salveson coming up. Salveson, a .286 hitter last
Right
year.
fielder Sam Salveson.
He appeared in 12 games for the Marauders last year. Didn't draw a start, but drawing the start here today, and he strikes one toward right center field. But the play is made by Orton, and 2 Marauders are now retired. And now here comes Adders.
Second baseman Jeff Adders.
Adders, his second start of the day. That equals his total from all of last season. He played in 5 games. And he lifts this first pitch up into the air. Taking charge is Jones, and that'll do it for the inning. A quick one for McLean and St. Mary's, and we're going to go to the bottom of the second. 0 still on the board.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. Bottom of the second inning about to get underway. It'll be Gonzalez, Garcia, and Hermsen up to bat for the Rattlers. Here's the pitch by Volroth, and that one out of the zone. Gonzalez will look at ball 1. Here's another one. Gonzalez hits this one a mile high, but not a mile far. Back and behind the plate. Oh! Ingebrigtsen just lost that one, and therefore lost the out. And Gonzalez will pick his bat back up and head back into the box. And if you're the Marauders, you got to have outs like those, especially when you're playing a team the caliber of St. Mary's. Here's the pitch. And that one out of the zone. 2-1. Volrath winds and deals. And Gonzalez fouls off another. Count is now 2-2. Gonzalez was a .315 hitter last year. And he hits this one really high into left field. Shaw's over there, and he'll make...
Oh, he dropped it.
So Gonzalez evades not one, but two potential outs with drops by Marauders. And Gonzalez should probably go play the lottery right now.
Wow. 2 dropped fly balls within a matter of pitches. It's not like Al Gonzalez needs the help. He's a spectacular hitter as it already is, and now he's on second with no outs.
Well, here comes Omar Garcia to the plate now. As Volrath will step off. The Marauders already 2 errors in this ball game.
From up here, I agree.
If you're Volrath, it must be disappointing to have 2 potential easy outs taken away from you.
At 1-0 the count now. Garcia, the transfer student from Northwestern State, played 1 year for the Demons there. He hit .230. And that one a called strike, so the count's 1-1. Hermsen waits on deck. Volrath, his foot on our far right, his far left of the rubber. That one's knocked down. 2-1 the count.
Was that a ball? I think.
2-1. Volrath comes set. And here's the pitch. That one swung on and missed. And the count will be 2-2. Good job by Ingemanson, knocking that one down.
Are you coming tomorrow too?
Oh, I didn't know there was games tomorrow.
Well, I'll call you.
2-2 the count.
Okay.
Garcia back in the box. Volrath back on the rubber. Here's the pitch. And he slices that one into the Marauders' dugout. So we'll do that 2-2 again.
And the wind has picked up just a hair here in this Saturday afternoon.
And that one tomahawked toward left field, and the catch is made by Shaw. As Volrath is able to come out on top in that battle with Omar Garcia.
First baseman Joe Hermsen.
Shaw able to redeem himself from the previous at-bat. Able to record that this time.
Now here comes Joe Hermsen to the plate. Hermsen from Fort Scott Community College looks at strike one. He batted .292 with 25 RBIs last year, and it was an academic All-American. That pitch catches the inside corner, 0-2. So 0-2 the count with one Rattler away. That one out of the zone, and it's 1-2 now. Gonzalez leads from second. St. Mary's still looking for their first hit of the game. And that one's out of the zone as well. So Hermsen, who was down 0-2, now finds the count evened up at 2 apiece.
So that's how you did it in your head.
It's hard to get in your head, but then it's not that at all.
Volrath, he'll step off the rubber, readjust.
That's not what it's supposed to be. All wrong.
And that one fouled away. Hermsen, a very talented athlete. He lettered in baseball, football, swimming, all during high school. Very imposing figure as well. He's 6'2", and he slices this one down the right field line, just foul. We'll do 2-2 again. A good at-bat being put together here by Hermsen, as him and Volrath are in battle. Volrath sets. Here's the pitch. Off speed and above the belt, so the count is now full. Here's the pitch. And that one inside as well. Hermsen had to dodge out of the way, and he'll be on board now. So great at bat by him to come on back. And now here comes John Paul Reguero. Reguero, the catcher. He batted 163 last season, but already has a home run to his name earlier on in the year. That homer was hit at Minute Maid Park. Comes set, and there's the deal by Volrath. It's out of the zone, 1-0. Reguero from Puerto Rico, where he went to high school at a Puerto Rico baseball school. So he'd literally just go to school and play baseball all day. I think I'm thinking about moving to Puerto Rico and repeating my high school years.
Yeah.
2-0 the count. And it looks like we'll have a quick conference on the mound.
The shirt was supposed to be for Rattler. Me and Natalie had picked it up. It's a medium. He's my boyfriend anyway.
Reguero was the team MVP his senior year in high school, and was a two-time, what is the equivalent to a state championship runner-off. He was also the valedictorian of his class.
Oh.
And he gets a hold of this one and shoots it foul down the left field line. That was close. Reguero just missed out on extra bases and putting the Rattlers in the lead.
And that could have done some damage.
As Garcia, beg your pardon, Hermsen was running at first, and it looked like he had a good jump on it, so he was going to be running for a while. Gonzalez would have scored for certain.
And that goes to show how baseball is such a game of inches.
Yes, indeed. Here's Volrath, the pitch. That one out of the zone, 3-1. One away. Gonzalez leads from second. Hermsen leads from first. And another walk. And so despite not having a hit, the Rattlers have bases full.
Center fielder Adrian Garcia.
And now Adrian Garcia coming to the plate.
The always dangerous Adrian Garcia, who last season batted .312 and batted in 17 RBIs.
Garcia, a good start to the year here at Dixon Stadium. He went 1 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader. Had an RBI as well. And he looks at a called strike one. Only one out, so Garcia could get the RBI with just a sac fly here. Gonzalez 90 feet from scoring. Volrath sets. Here's the pitch. And it's in the dirt, but nice job of knocking it down by the catcher. 1-1 the count. Volrath looking in, he has his sign. He sets. And Garcia hits this one up in the air. And this time Ingebrigtsen is able to make the catch and retire the Rattler. 2 away.
Left fielder Scott Jones.
Now here comes Scott Jones to the plate. Jones 0 for 1. He reached on an error the first time up.
Jones, a junior, a native from College Station, Texas, has had a spectacular day thus far and hopes to add to it with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Volrath deals. That one off the plate. 1-0.
Hey Chris, do you know if the mini batting helmets have been getting given out?
1-0. Here's the pitch. That one above the belt. 2-0 now the count for Jones. O'Brien, let's see your go-to player, your choice.
Well, Jones definitely a good choice, as
he now has a 3-0 count.
yes, and Jones last season played a sophomore baseball at Blinn College, led his team in batting average with a .339 average and a team high 64 hits and 24 RBIs. So he has definitely the credentials to do something here.
3-0, taking the whole way in a called strike, 3-1.
And right there, I don't mind Jones taking a pitch right there. You're up in the count, make the pitcher pitch to you.
And this one hit over to short. Grunston, the throw on to second in time, and that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 3 Rattlers left on the bags. We're heading to the top of the third. 0 still on the board. And welcome back, Rattler fans, to the top of the third inning, about to get underway. 0 still on the board. St. Mary's actually still searching for their first hit, as it'll be Ingemanson up at the plate for the Marauders. Ingemanson, Schiff, and Grunston. That one fouled off, 1-1 the count, as Matt McLean is on the mound for the Rattlers. For those of you keeping track of the K's at home, and you might have tuned in a little bit late, the counter is currently at 1. However, we do not expect to see it stay there for McLean. That one's chopped over to short. Throw to first is in time. Roberts makes the play, and the first Marauder is retired.
Third baseman Mason Schiff.
And now here comes Schiff to the plate.
And back to McLean. We have mentioned his prowess on the mound, leading the team with 108 strikeouts, but his 108 strikeouts were also good enough for number 5 in the nation for most strikeouts. An impressive feat for a guy that had his first year really in the starting rotation last year.
As McLean deals, that one just missed the inside corner of the plate. And another thing about McLean is he can throw that fastball pretty fast. He's been humming it in there today. That one above the belt and out of the zone. 2-1 to Schiff. McLean from the windup. That one out of the zone as well, and it's 3-1. Schiff, he had a struggle against Solis in the first game. He was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And better luck against McLean this time as he draws the walk.
Shortstop, Austin Grunstead.
Now here comes Grunstead. Grunstead started out the game by having a single. He also was called out while trying to steal a base for batter interference. That was done by his counterpart who's waiting on deck, Byer. First pitch out of the zone.
Grunstead had a .396 batting average in 19 games started.
Check back to first, not in time.
He also had 6 RBIs and 7 extra base hits.
McLean checks over to first. Here's the pitch. That one a bit high and tight and out of the zone, 2-0. And now Ruggiero and Coach Ermis will be heading out to the mound to see what they're going to be doing here with Grunstead. It's the top of the order, so possibly a dangerous time for St. Mary's. And in this closely contested bout, you don't want to be the first to give up a run here by any means.
Oh yes, that first run always crucial and a big momentum shifter. If you're St. Mary's, you want to try to keep it at a minimum, which is 0, and just keep your lineup in the game and give yourselves a chance to make a big play offensively in the bottom of the inning.
McLean back on the rubber. Coach Ermis back into the dugout. 2-0 the count. That pitch is out of the zone. 3-0 now. And McLean will have to battle his way back. Byer waits on deck. Shaw's in the hole. Here's the pitch. That one a called strike. And I think Grunstead was taking the whole way.
And that pitch looked like McLean was just trying to get something over the plate, as that one is fouled right back towards us.
Next time I'm going to bring my glove. The next time, by the way, that'll be tomorrow. We're going to be having another doubleheader against the University of Mary. The first game will be starting at noon. And of course, if you want to watch those games, check us out, RattlerAthletics.com. Good play there at first by Hermsen as he fielded the grounder and tagged out the runner. 2 away now for the Marauders. Schiff was taking off with the pitch and made it easily to second. And now here comes Byer to the plate. Byer, a strikeout victim his first time up. McLean, despite being 5th in the NCAA Division II in strikeouts last year, was actually named to the Heartland Conference second team. The first teamers included his teammates at the time, Rene Solis and Carl O'Neill. It's tough to argue those.
Yes.
But I think McLean could possibly have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, something to prove this year. And for a left-hander and a junior like McLean is, if it's his time to step up, I have confidence he's going to do it in a big way.
Oh yes, indeed. McLean looking to make waves here in the 2014 season for the Rattlers.
1-1 the count to Byer. Pick off over to second, but instead McLean will just step off the rubber. Byer was 2 for 3 in the last ball game. He had a couple of RBIs, the only 2 RBIs that the Marauders had. So that one's out of the zone. Ruggiero, he can't find it, and moving up to third off of the fumble is Schiff. In case you missed it for whatever reason, 7-2. St. Mary's was victorious in the opening game, the home opener, I should say. Rattlers now 2-1 on the year. The University of Mary Marauders are 0-1. 2-1 the count, though. Here's Byer. That one inside. And it'll be 3-1 now.
And by the looks of that pitch, McLean might be setting up something on the outside portion of the plate.
McLean sets. Ruggiero looks like he is setting up for outside. But the ball didn't hit its target. And so Byer will have a walk-on down to first. And Shaw will be coming to the plate.
Jason Shaw.
Shaw grounded out to second his first time up. He had a rough opener in the first game. He was 0 for 3 and got hit by a pitch.
And last inning had a rough time out at left field, dropping what seemed to be an easy routine fly ball.
As strike one is fouled off. You may be able to hear the bells of St. Mary's tolling in the background. The bell tower rings regularly at 3, 6, 9, and midnight and noon. The pickoff over to first, and it looked like they had a chance to get him, but the ball was dropped by Hermsen. And something that I like about the new parks, the softball field, the baseball field, they both kind of have the same look as our St. Mary's bell tower on campus. It's a very uniform look, and I think it adds to the effect. It makes it look very, very clean, and maybe even almost church-like or chapel-like in a way, wouldn't you say?
Definitely adds to the lore of this fine establishment as that one gets inside, and now the count at 2-1.
McLean sets. Here's the pitch. That one hit sharply into right field. It'll be down. At least one run will score, and turning, oh no, staying put at first base is Shaw, as the Marauders have struck first here in the second game of the doubleheader.
Great piece of hitting right there by Shaw, driving it to right field,
First baseman, Derek Somerville.
scoring the runner from third.
And now here comes Derek Somerville to the plate. He popped out to left his first time up. Runners on the corners for the Marauders. McLean looks to first and now deals. Off-speed pitch called for strike one.
Somerville, a 5'11" senior from Minot, North Dakota. Definitely a ways away from San Antonio, Texas, as he takes ball one.
Somerville, he was 0 for 3 in the first game. He struck out twice. McLean going to the same off-speed pitch and getting the same result, 1-2. Two away. McLean has his sign. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off, and this one a high chopper over to third. Gonzalez to throw to first in time, and that'll do it for the inning. But not before the Marauders strike first. They lead 1-0. So you're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network.
In the gym of the park at St. Mary's.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans, as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning. Mario Maldonado will be leading it off for St. Mary's. It'll be Maldonado, Roberts, and Orton due up. Maldonado 0 for 1, shows the bunt but pulls it back. Maldonado grounded out to third base his first time up. As Volrath back on the mound for a third inning of work. And that pitch is low and in the dirt, 1-1. We'll see if Mario can get the Rattlers underway here in the bottom of the third. And he hits this one high into the air. And an easy play for Salveson, as Maldonado is retired for the second time today.
Shortstop, Drake Roberts.
And now here comes Drake Roberts. Roberts grounded it out to short his first time. Volrath from the windup. Here's the pitch. Roberts laying down the bunt straight to Volrath. He's going to have to field it. The throw. It's in time, and a great scoop over there at first. Somerville able to dig that one out, and 2 away now for St. Mary's.
That was a great bunt, however, by Roberts. He was able to lay it down near flawlessly, but just great defensive effort on the part of the University of Mary.
Here comes Brooks Orton now. Orton's 0 for 1 here today. And that first pitch, a called strike one. Gonzalez waits on deck should his turn come up. Volrath. That one off the plate and in the dirt. 1-1.
Orton, a junior from Cedar City, Utah. Played the last 2 seasons at Texas State University as an outfielder.
Volrath winds and deals. And that one above the belt. 2-1 now. Orton back into the box. And that one just off the plate, and the count's now 3-1. Here's the pitch. And the pitch is taken for ball 4, and St. Mary's will have a runner.
Third baseman, Al Gonzalez.
Al Gonzalez will now step in. Gonzalez 0 for 1 on the day. He managed to reach on that air by Shaw. And taking off with the pitch is Orton, the throw down, and he's in there safely. So Orton with the stolen bag, and now St. Mary's with a runner in scoring position.
Orton had a great jump on that play, was able to beat out the throw in time to advance in scoring position.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one gets away from the catcher, but Orton not going anywhere, so count will just be 1-1. Fullerath sets and deals. And that one a called strike, 1-2. Gonzalez yet to swing the bat in this count. We'll see what he can do. That one off the plate, 2-2 with 2 away. Fullerath from the stretch. And Gonzalez swings through that one just ahead of it. And that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. The Marauders lead the Rattlers 1-0 here on the Rattler Network.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
And welcome back, Rattler fans, to the top of the 4th, about to get underway. It'll be Held, Salveson, and Adders for the Marauders as strike 1 is dealt in there by McLean. And the second pitch hums in there, but out of the zone, 1-1. And that's a called strike. 1-2.
Scott Held, a sophomore hailing from Great Falls, Montana.
Quite a ways away, a couple of these players. And that one, a one-hopper over to short. And the play is made with ease by Roberts. 1 out. Salveson up to the plate. We just got a tweet asking us if there was fiberglass around the field, but no, it's actually there's netting around the field in order to make sure that everyone in the crowd is safe, of course. Remind you, Rattler fans, you can tweet at us at St. Mary's Rattlers, ask us your questions. Also, post your photos to Instagram at St. Mary's Rattlers. We'll share a few of those. And then if you want to check us out on the other social media sites, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers, and of course, youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers as well.
And also, don't forget to check out the all-new RattlerGear.com with baseball season and softball season getting underway as
McLean gets the strikeout there.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes, indeed.
Well, with the softball and baseball seasons getting underway, you can get all your gear at RattlerGear.com. I actually have made a purchase from that website, and I have to say I'm quite pleased with the products, and I am definitely going to make future purchases as the season goes on.
As Adders was hit by that pitch, and he'll be on first.
Catcher Sam Ingmanson.
And now Ingmanson will be coming up with 2 away and a runner on first. And speaking of RattlerGear.com, it looks like the Arctic winter down here in San Antonio may finally be just about over. I'm thinking about getting a hat. I think RattlerGear.com, they have some nice hats. I'll be looking into those. And then also, of course, maybe a Rattler baseball jersey as well, which you can get custom made with whatever number you like. As the off-speed pitch by McLean just fell out on Ingmanson, 0-1 the count.
That had a bit of filth on that one right there. Ingmanson was just straight up fooled.
And that one lifted toward right field, and the catch is made. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. That'll do it for the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom when we return. You're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And welcome back, Rattler fans, to the bottom of the 4th, about to get underway. It'll be Omar Garcia, Joe Hermson, and John Paul Reguero due up for your Rattlers. St. Mary's trailing by a score of 1-0. As the Marauders were able to strike first. This one hit high into the air by Garcia into left field. And the catch is made by Shaw. 2 hands for safety and 1 away.
First baseman Joe Hermson.
And now here comes Hermson. Hermson had that great at-bat the first time he was up. In his plate appearance, he started out the count being down 0-2, but then was eventually able to work his way back to a walk. Shows bunt here and finds himself ahead 1-0. He saw a total of 9 pitches that at-bat, which is doing your part to say the least. 2-0 now.
Now, what has been a big difference in this game compared to the first of this doubleheader is the fact that the Rattlers have had a hard time getting runners on base. So far, haven't recorded a single hit this game, and in order to win ball games, you need to score runs, and the Rattlers just haven't been doing that.
And the thing about St. Mary's in that first game was they started out hot. They got going in that first inning. They put 4 runs on the board quickly as Hermson thought he had a walk, but he's told to come on back, and then it's a full count now. And you're right that St. Mary's had, I think, around a dozen hits in that first game. And now Hermson draws the walk, and that's his second walk of the day. And here comes John Paul Reguero.
Catcher, John Paul Reguero.
Reguero also drew a walk his first time at the plate, as he steps on in. Hermson, a courtesy check on over there by Volrath. He's back up to first standing. Here's the pitch, and Reguero fouls this one back towards our booth, and the count will be 0-1. This new booth, the entire field, all new to the campus here at St. Mary's. And I have to say, I'm thrilled about this booth here, Brian. It's a beauty.
So am I. Definitely being able to call these games. I'm definitely looking forward to a season full of awesome action here at the park at St. Mary's. Not only the baseball team, but the softball team as well, as that one is hit high into shallow center. And the shortstop, Grunstad, makes the play for the second out of the inning.
And Reguero was frustrated with that one. He thought he should have gotten a better hold of it. And now here comes Adrian Garcia to the plate. Garcia, he popped out to the catcher last time up. 2 away for the Rattlers. Check over to first. Hermson back in there standing. Volrath sets, throws over to first once again. And that pitch off the plate, 1-0 finally for Garcia.
Garcia last season became just the 5th Rattler in the modern era to hit 2 triples in a single game. An astonishing feat.
Yes, indeed. Check over to first. Or at least it was bluffed over by Ingemanson. 2-0 the count for Garcia. And Garcia, really one of those effective players to have towards the end of your lineup. He's one of those guys you like to call a lineup turner over. Kind of sets up the guys at the top of the order by being a good hitter at the bottom. And it's something where he would be a good hitter pretty much anywhere in the lineup, but by being a team player and sacrificing a little bit, he really helps St. Mary's by hitting in that 9th spot. And there's several Rattlers right now on the team that have done that before, actually. Maldonado, his entire freshman year, was a number 9 hitter. Gonzalez, actually, towards the start of last year, I believe, was kind of near the bottom of the order as well. It's just about finding that fine-tuned formula that you need. As Garcia fouls that one off, 2-2.
And speaking of fine-tuned formula, St. Mary's, rich in baseball tradition, has done that year after year after year, and finding the players that are willing to make the sacrifice for the whole team is just astonishing and amazing to watch, as that one hit high into foul territory to left, as Garcia will stay in the box and face another pitch.
And I think that mentality comes from their head coach. Coach Charlie Meagle, well known. I think his best known phrase is do all the little things better than anyone else. And it's something that I think his teams continue to prove that they try to do year after year, is this one is gotten a hold of, and Garcia just foul down the left field line. And we'll do 2-2 once again. And if you're St. Mary's, you really want to try to get this 2-out rally going. Matt McLean's pitching well enough to win this game. The Bats just need a rally behind him. Garcia, this one driven to left, but right at Shaw, and that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, one left on base. We're heading to the 5th as you're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Leading off the 5th for the Runners.
And welcome back. As this first pitch is hit high into the air, a sky-high towering fly ball out to Maldonado. As Schiff started off the top of the 5th with 1 out on 1 pitch. And now here comes Grunstad. Byer will also be featured this inning, as McLean is working in his 5th inning now. McLean with the pitch. That one just out of the zone. A beautiful breaking ball, but just off the plate.
Grunstead, a senior from Williston, North Dakota.
2-0 now the count. McLean has actually walked 3 Marauders so far this ball game. He's also hit 1 with a pitch. So the equivalent of 4 free bases versus the 2 strikeouts that he has. But at the same time, he's only allowed 2 hits, so he's been playing very solidly.
And right there, Grunstead gave that one a go, unable to keep it in fair ground. Definitely gave Jones a run for it, but instead we'll see another pitch in that at bat.
2-1 the count. 1 away. And that one hit off the fist and down the left field line, foul and out of play.
Grunstead has a career batting average of .270 in his college career, improving his batting percentage last season from a .223 to .396.
That's an incredible improvement. He already has a hit here today as well, as an excuse me swing results in a foul ball. And the count will remain at 3-2.
That looked more like a defensive swing right there, trying to get out of the way.
Off speed and off the mark, Grunstead walks. So it'll be 1 on, 1 out. As Byer will now come up. Byer 0 for 1. He's drawn a walk, struck out as well. McLean standing on the rubber. He's to our far left of that side of the rubber. First pitch, just outside, 1-0. Byer steps back in, up towards the plate. McLean checks over to first. Oh!
Nearly got him right there.
Goodness. I think McLean thought he had him. And you can tell by McLean's body language that he wanted that one. An excellent attempt at a pickoff move. 1-0 the count. McLean sets. Here's the pitch. And Byer, he pumped up his bunt, but it's foul anyway. And so the count will be at 1-1. And when you're bunting, that's the number one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to pop it up.
That was a dangerous situation right there. But Byer was able to buy himself yet another pitch.
McLean sets, deals, and that one fouled off as well. And so the count will be 1-2.
Byer, a freshman from Fargo, North Dakota, attended Davies High School. So for all of you that attended Davies High School, shout out to all you Eagles out there.
Check on over to first. McLean sets. And that one punched over short. The grabbing catch there by Roberts. 2 away. As Roberts drawing some cheers from the crowd. A couple oohs and ahs. And now here comes Shaw to the plate. Shaw so far today, he's 0 for 2. McLean checks over to first. And back in time is Grunstad. McLean sets. And back to first again. Our own David Tovar stepping into the booth. David's been busy all day. Dixon Stadium, the promotions, giving away all kinds of prizes. And he wants you all to go check out his new article, Tovar's Take, about baseball, right? Yes, David now a huge fan of baseball movies, especially the relationships that they can bring. And I think that David can agree that baseball, the best stories and the best storytellers involved in it than any other sport. Your favorite player is Kevin Costner. Yes, indeed. Well, 1-1 the count. Be sure to check out Tovar's Take on RattlerAthletics.com. Give him a follow on Twitter as well at Tovar's Take. 1-1 the count. 2 away. Off-speed pitch, called for a strike, 1-2. McLean sets. Here's the pitch, off-speed once again. He tried to bend that one in there, but it's a 2-2 count.
McLean's pitch started down the middle of the plate and tailed just outside. Similar to that one, but this time catches the outside portion for the strikeout to retire the side.
The Rattlers still trail 1-0. They'll be coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th. That's up next.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Rattler fans, welcome back. David Tovar in the booth and on the headset. Brian gonna have a little bit of a break here. David, you've been down there, the environment all day, Dixon Stadium. What's it all about? Tell us.
Man, well, where do I start? As that one's hit foul. Just very quickly, Brian Maglione, Joe Rodriguez, you guys are doing terrific here on the baseball broadcast here, the grand opening of Dixon Stadium. So excited to be a part of it. So excited to play an integral role. And, well, where do we start first off? I think it's only appropriate to start with the Dave and Joe show back and better than ever. We've been on a hiatus, Joe. We've been so busy. We've been spread out. It feels
like it's been forever.
It has. It really has. We've been, our talents have been taken to articles, and then we're doing promotions. We're doing this. We're doing that. I mean, with the park opening, I mean, we've just been all over the place, but it's indeed a celebratory day. It's a huge day. It's a day that goes down in Rattler history, as I duly noted in the new Tovar's Take, RattlerAthletics.com. It really, baseball is the most illustrious sport in the history of St. Mary's Athletics. It has a national championship. It has so many regionals as this one. It's going to be out numero uno. And Jones will not reach first, but, it's just one of those times. And then to be in the atmosphere, if you weren't here, Rattler fans, you guys have really missed out on a very, very special day. But never fret. You have the entire season to check out this beautiful Dixon Stadium, the truly the gem of the park at St. Mary's. $17 million later, here's what we have, and it is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stadium.
And really, if you're a Rattler fan, what more could you possibly ask for? Everything's so beautiful and nice. It's just wonderful to have that feeling. St. Mary's baseball back on campus. We loved our little hiatus at Wolf Stadium. We enjoyed their hospitality as Maldonado looks at ball one there. But really, it's a good feeling to have it on campus. I can walk to here from my room.
Indeed,
it's wonderful.
To put it in perspective, Rattler baseball has not played a game here since 2011. That's 3 years ago. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. I can't remember 3 years ago, And for our new students, for our underclassmen to have baseball, have this beautiful stadium at their disposal to come and check it out. Not only that, the park at St. Mary's, I mean, I can spy, I don't know if the camera can catch this, but behind the field, you have I think some kids from the local communities here playing some soccer. I mean, so it's just a facility that's just gorgeous. And if you haven't come out and you haven't checked it out, you really need to. It's gorgeous. And of course, the Rattlers winning the first game. They're looking to make it 2 in a row as Maldonado chips this one over to short, and that is out numero dos.
Yes, indeed. And we see all these wonderful fields, the flex field, the intramural field also stepping up their game. And really,
I know Brian Maglione already has his jersey hanging from the he has his Steinbrenner statue already at the intramural field.
I hear they're renaming it also Chad Peters Field.
Oh yeah,
that's the rumor I've heard. As Drake Roberts is stepping up to the plate, 2 away. The Rattlers looking to get something going. But what I'm excited for as well, how will all these new facilities fit in with the oyster bake, the baby bake, all that great shindigs that St. Mary's throws annually?
Oh, indeed. And that's going to be something to keep an eye out. I think it's only going to add to it. I mean, I think, Oyster Bake is really the chance for the entire city to come check out St. Mary's and really the gem on the west side of San Antonio. And they're going to see this beautiful facility already, developed and established. For the last 2 or 3 years, they've been coming to those Oyster Bake events, and it's been kind of, at first it was, just a big pile of dirt, and then you kind of see some construction, and then you kind of see, one building A pop up, building B being built, and now you have this beautiful, as I mentioned, $17 million stadium ready and functional. It's definitely going to be a lot different from the eyesores for the last couple of years. People that have visited campus. But, once again, to go back, I mean, we visited SISD Sports Complex. We were housed at Nelson Wolf, and now we're finally back on campus, erected on the beams of VJ Keefe Memorial Stadium. It's Dixon Stadium, and it's gorgeous, just gorgeous.
And we've experienced all of those, you and I. We've been around, I guess. And really, just the idea of having something that's ours and to call home, and just to know that if we come and we're going to play some baseball, if we're going to play some softball, this is a place where we're going to do it at, and this is a place where we're going to take care of business.
Well, I believe Dorothy said it best in The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. And indeed, there is no place like home. I believe that's one of our colleague Kayleen Selznak's favorite movies. I imagine her sitting and watching that movie as a kid.
Well,
yes, and clicking her heels. But really, it is. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, really, Rattler fans, I can't emphasize this enough. We thank you for watching. But really, if you get a chance, check it out. Come on down. Dixon Stadium, inside the campus at St. Mary's University. As this one gets away from the first baseman. And we even had some fans from our opponent come check us out all the way from North Dakota. I was chit-chatting with I've chit-chatted with so many people, and thank you so much for everybody that came up and chit-chatted after the game. But one of their fans, they said any chance we get to get out of North Dakota to come into the warm. And I said, well, you picked the right weekend because it hasn't been warm here in a couple weeks.
As picked off at second base is Roberts. That'll do it for the inning. Thank you, David, so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
No, thank you guys so much. Joe Rodriguez, Brian Maglulio they'll be doing a lot of baseball this season, and I'll be back here too. You guys can't get rid of me just yet, but before I leave, got to plug RattlerAthletics.com, our Facebook pages, Facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers, also Twitter and Instagram at St. Mary's Rattlers. We're on YouTube. You can check this game out and the first one on demand at YouTube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers, and of course, Tovar's take on RattlerAthletics.com.
Yes, indeed. Just in case you have not quite gotten your fill of David, be sure to go on ahead, check out that article. David, thank you again so much. No runs, no hits, none left on base for St. Mary's. We're heading to the top of the sixth here on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. The top of the sixth about to get underway. Here's Somerville. And he'll look at ball one. Brian Maglulio, the glue of the broadcast, hopping back on. Want to know the count. Brian, sorry to kick you off there briefly, but just wanted to talk to David about the atmosphere that he's been feeling.
Indeed. David, he's been here longer than I, and he has definitely seen a lot of transformation here on the campus of St. Mary's University. So it is always great to get his perspective on this new building, this new facility.
As that one chopped over to short, the throw to first is dug out nicely, and that'll do it for the first out. Roberts once again making the sure-handed play over at short.
And great play by Hermson to dig it out to record the first out.
Now here we go. Here comes Held. He's 0 for 1 today. He walked. McLean still pitching exceptionally well despite trailing. He's only given up 2 hits. Now on a check swing, and Held was able to hold up 1-0.
And great composure by McLean. Despite giving up the early run, he's definitely settled into his zone the past several innings.
2-0 now the count. And I think that that's something that you'll see from St. Mary's. They're going to keep a lot of games really close when they're trailing, but when they're winning, they're going to be able to have that same composure as well. It's something that you get when you have a nationally ranked team year in and year out like the Rattlers have had in the past 3 years.
And in addition to that, these Rattlers, they've been here before. They have a lot of fresh new faces, yes, but they have experienced players that know what to expect, and they've been here before, and just the composure, regardless of the situation, will always help them down the line.
Full count here. McLean, the payoff pitch, and that one just off the plate. A base on balls for Held. Speaking of ranked teams, the St. Mary's softball team starting off their season the right way. Their opening of their stadium. They went 2-2 during the St. Mary's College Classic, but those 2 victories against the number 10 team in the nation and the number 17 team in the nation. So the St. Mary's,
what
McLean! Throw back to first, the double play as McLean with the diving effort off the mound, the belly flop catch, and then the presence of mind to throw it down to first. Someone get this guy on Sports Center. That's the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, none left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network. Let's see it. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Brooks Orton to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Orton was in an at-bat during the last half inning, but Roberts was picked off at first base. So Orton will have a fresh count and a fresh chance to get a hit for St. Mary's. 1-0 the count now.
Man, I'm still in awe of that play to end the top of the inning by McLean.
Ooh, as Orton just narrowly dodges getting out of the way there. 2-0.
And Joe, for that play, I have a new hashtag for us to use. Hashtag SCTop10. Let's see if we can get it on Sports Center.
That would be incredible as that one's popped up. Going back and making the play is Grunstad, the shortstop. Orton is retired. And now here comes Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. He also reached on that error. That one off the plate, 1-0. And that pitch catches the corner of the plate, 1-1.
That pitch just painting the black.
Gonzalez, another great pitch. As Volrath has really started to settle in against St. Mary's, 1-2. And that pitch just outside, it's 2-2.
Volrath through 5 1/3 has a no-hitter going for him.
Gonzalez, that one's grounded over to short. The throw to first, it's off the bag. And there'll be an error on the shortstop as Gonzalez will stand at first. The second time he's reached on an error today.
And that's a second error on the shortstop, Grunstead. He had one earlier on in the ball game, and this one gets Gonzalez on base.
Now here comes Garcia. Volrath now working from the stretch. Comes set. And either didn't agree with the sign or just wanted to force Gonzalez back to first, so he steps off. Omar Garcia's flied out to left both times. And this one's popped foul behind the plate, 0-1. Volrath quickly back onto the rubber. Garcia's more taking his time. And check over to first. Back in standings, Gonzalez. 0-1. And check over to first yet again. Gonzalez back up, standing once again. Hermson waits on deck. He's hoping to... Oh, and now I throw it away. Gonzalez will chuck on down to second. He's being waved to third, but... I think they called it... Yeah, they had time called at the plate. And so Gonzalez will have to go back to first. Just unfortunate timing there, as Garcia had called for time, and so no harm, no foul if you're a Marauder fan.
That's a tough break for the Rattlers right there.
Yeah, especially since St. Mary's just trying so desperately to get something going. And that one fouled back, 0-2.
And right into the parking lot outside Dixon Stadium.
Gonzalez leads from first. Here's the pitch. And that one shot, but right at the shortstop, Grandstad. 2 away.
And Grandstad making up for the error on the previous at-bat, able to leap high for the out, the second one of the inning.
And now here comes Hermson to the plate. Hermson's worked a couple of walks so far. And that one is above his belt and out of the zone, 1-0. That one thrown over to first, but not in time.
Last season playing for Fort Scott Community College, Hermson batted .292 with 25 RBIs. And off the field, he was well accomplished as well. He was an academic All-American.
There goes Gonzalez, and it's shot into right field, and the Rattlers finally have a base hit. Gonzalez is digging for third. He slides in safely. And so St. Mary's finally off the slide, and the no bid is no more for Volrath.
And that right there was the hit and run executed to perfection. Al Gonzalez getting a jump on the ball, and Hermsen able to deposit it to right field, and Gonzalez now at third with 2 away as time is called.
And I'd be surprised if they pulled Volrath out of the game here, but it looks like they're going to do just that. And so Volrath is done for the day. He only allowed 1 hit, but runners on the corners for the Rattlers, and a new pitcher will be coming in for the Marauders after this quick commercial break.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans, to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 away for St. Mary's, but runners on the corners. The new pitcher is Brad Horan. He has a 4.0 ERA from last year. A relief pitcher strictly, as he appeared in 6 games. That first pitch out of the zone, 1-0 for John Paul Reguero. And for the first time in what seems like the whole game, St. Mary's showing some life as the no bid is finally over. And they have a runner in the form of Gonzalez just 90 feet away from scoring. That's a called strike right there, 1-1. Brad Horan, 6'3" out there, so an imposing figure on the mound. Reguero to face him. That one off the plate, 2-1. Horan looks over to first, comes set, the righty pitcher. And Reguero hits this one high into the air. Shaw's over, he'll make the catch, and that'll do it for the bottom of the sixth. So the Rattlers threaten, but Horan's able to get them through it. We're heading to the top of the seventh. The score still 1-0 in favor of the Marauders.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And welcome back as we get ready to start the top of the seventh inning. The Rattlers still trailing by a score of 1-0. And here comes Adders to the plate. Adders is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. And this first one he offers at it and slices it foul down the third base side. Gonzalez will give chase, but he'll run into the tarp before he has a chance to make the play. Adders back into the box. McLean with the pitch. And that one just outside. 1-1. Here's another. That one bounces in. 2-1.
Well, last year when she was singing, what was it?
McLean winds and deals, and that one is sliced towards left field and finds the floor before it finds the glove. 2-2 now.
And Adders definitely has had several great cuts at some pitches, but unable to get a hold of one as the count now 2-2.
Oh, McLean. The slider right there sits Adders down for the first out of the inning.
It looked to me Adders was looking for a certain pitch. Definitely wasn't expecting that one right there as he got caught looking.
And here comes Ingnason. 0 for 2 today. He popped out to second his last time up and called strike one. Schiff waits on deck. He's guaranteed to appear this inning. This one's popped foul down the first base side. 0-2 the count. The bottom of the order is up right now for the Marauders. Here's the pitch from McLean. And another one.
Wow.
He has it all working this inning.
Sayonara, thanks for coming. As the second consecutive batter is caught looking.
And now here comes Schiff to the plate. Schiff 0 for 1. He's walked though. He's actually scored the only run of the ball game. That first pitch is pegged in there by McLean, but out of the zone, 1-0. That one also out of the zone. For those of you keeping track at home, 4 is now the strikeout count for McLean. That one shot into left field. It'll be a base hit for Schiff. Oh, the ball gets away. Schiff, he's caught off the bag. And so by a stroke of a little bit of luck and good backing up, Schiff is retired. He'll get credit for the single, but now we're heading to the middle of the 7th. It's time to stretch here in the new Dixon Stadium.
Okay, so that's right up there?
New picture, 34.
Rattler fans, hope you're enjoying your stay at Dixon Stadium, the gem of the park at St. Mary's. If you haven't had enough of me yet, and or our Rattler baseball, I have more to give away. We have more caps again, and once again, if you are wearing a Rattler blue and gold, feel free to meet me up here. We got some beautiful collector items for you as we enjoy our 7th inning stretch. Remember, keep it going for your St. Mary's Rattler!
And welcome back, Rattler fans. We're getting ready to start the bottom of the 7th. We hope you had a good stretch. Adam Brewers, the new pitcher for the Marauders last season, a 9.46 ERA. That was just in 6 2/3 innings of work. And now he'll be called upon to shut the Rattlers down for the 7th inning. A tough part of the order to do it against, though. He'll be facing Adrian Garcia, Scott Jones, and Mario Maldonado. That pitch a called strike, 1-1 the count. Garcia struggling a bit here today, 0 for 2 on the ball game. He's flied out to the catcher and to left. And he's showing bunt. Oh, and it's beautifully placed. The bunt goes straight to no man's land, and Garcia goes straight to first, as no one was able to field it, and Garcia has a leadoff single for the Rattlers.
Great awareness in the batter's box by Garcia, laying down a bunt perfectly, as you mentioned. Caught the pitcher off guard, the pitcher and the second baseman off guard, and no one was able to field it as Garcia gets the infield single.
Here comes Scott Jones now to the plate. We remind you, Rattler fans, the first game was only to 7 innings. This game is going to 9 innings, so this is not the Rattlers' final opportunity at bat. Showing bunt is now Jones, and Jones successful on the sacrifice, and the Rattlers with a man in scoring position.
And this inning, the Rattlers playing a bit of small ball now.
And small ball is something that we typically see out of St. Mary's. There hasn't really been much of an opportunity for it so far this game. The Rattlers have been struggling to get their leadoff man on. But now, if you're St. Mary's, you're in a very favorable position. You have Maldonado and then the meat of your order up and a runner in scoring position. Garcia leads from second. Here's the pitch. It's called strike one as it catches the inside corner. Brewers, the lefty, is back on the rubber. He comes set. And here's the pitch. Maldonado rips this one, but foul down that third baseline. 0-2 the count.
Maldonado, almost a year ago to the week, he was named Heartland Conference Hitter of the Week. And the Rattlers could definitely use some timely hitting from Maldonado here in the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah, and last week, actually, he was the first Heartland Conference Hitter of the Week. So he had a great weekend at Minute Maid Park. He had a home run, hit about 500. So we'll see if Maldonado can catch fire once again. 0-2 the count. Brewer sets and deals. Maldonado hits this one over to short. The throw to first is in time, but Garcia moves up to the third bag. And now it'll be up to Drake Roberts.
Shortstop, Drake Roberts.
Despite not getting the hit, if you're Maldonado, that was still a productive at-bat. Was able to advance the runner from second to third and 90 feet away from tying this ball game.
Roberts is 0 for 2 today. He walked in his last plate appearance. And he fouls this first one off behind the plate. 0-1. Brewer's a new ball in his glove. Looks in for his sign. Here's the pitch. And that one out of the zone. 1-1 for Roberts.
Roberts, his freshman year, played 9 games of Division I baseball over at Oklahoma University, home of the Sooners.
And now he dons the Rattler blue and gold. And he shoots one into left field, and the Rattlers have tied up the ball game. Roberts bluffs on over to second, and St. Mary's finally with their long-awaited equalizer.
Drake Roberts, a spectacular afternoon, adds on to his totals for this afternoon with an RBI single.
And now it'll be Brooks Orton coming to the plate and looking to do the same. Roberts, his second RBI of the day if you count the first game earlier on. That one out of the zone for ball one.
Interesting fact about Brooks Orton, he was a 2-sport letterman in high school in baseball and golf.
And the pretty swing to show there as it skips by the first baseman of the Marauders. Digging for third and sliding in safely is Roberts. And it looks like they're going to give an error to the first baseman. And now it'll be Gonzalez coming to the plate.
Great hustle by Roberts, who was on first, rounding second, and dove head first into third.
And for the Marauders, it's been a tough day in the field. That's their 4th error they've committed. And now here comes Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who's reached base twice because of errors. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Big swing and a miss. Brewers sets. And here's the pitch. The runner taking off to second. The catcher, he knocked it down, and they're going to say he fouled it away, so Orton will have to head on back to first. 0-2 the count. Brewers sets again. And Gonzalez shoots this one over to short. And it's an easy play for the Marauders as they retire the side, but not before St. Mary's ties up the score. 1 apiece. We're heading to the top of the 8th as you're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back, Rattler fans, at top of the 8th inning, about to get underway. Grunstad, Beyer, and Shaw due up as that one is fouled down the first base side for strike 1. The top of the 8th inning, Matt McLean proving to continue the trend of being a workhorse for the Rattlers. That one slightly up, 1-1. And if you're McLean, you've been down all day, it feels like. You've been trailing 1-0, and your offense is finally able to put one on the board for you. The amount of relief he must have right now, knowing that it's basically his ball game to win or lose right now, must just make him feel fantastic, I'd say.
Oh, it must be a great feeling if you are McLean. Last season, McLean led the team in innings pitched with 107 2/3 innings pitched.
As that one's grounded over to third, Gonzalez not able to make the play. Diving effort. And Grunstad will stand at first with a leadoff single, his second hit of the ballgame.
Center fielder Andrew Beyer.
Now here comes Beyer. Beyer's 0 for 2. He's walked. He's also struck out. Now, can you tell me, in how many starts did McLean pitch that many innings?
McLean pitched 107 2/3, as I mentioned, in 16 starts. And if we do the math,
that's about 7 innings per start. That's pretty consistent.
Jason Shaw.
As that one was grounded out by Beyer. Had to do some math in my head right there. It was struggling.
mental math.
Shaw now to the plate. McLean checks back to second. Ooh, he blew that one right by him. As Shaw is 0 for 3 here today. He struck out looking his last time up. That one just off the plate. You hear the crowd a bit upset asking for the corner. 1-1. McLean sets. Ooh. That one just a bit up and in.
McLean brought the heat on that one.
McLean sets, deals again. And that slider was a bit low. It's 3-1. And we'll see what McLean does here while he's down in the count. Here's the pitch. And that one struck well towards center field. Going back, it's over his head. It'll be oh, and he tripped. He tripped on third base. Did Grunstad. A stroke of bad luck for both teams, as Garcia took a bad route to the baseball in center, and Grunstad took perhaps an even worse route through third base.
And with a close ball game like we have here, all runs count, and right there was a missed opportunity by the University of Mary.
Now here's Somerville up to the plate. Somerville is 0 for 3. And Coach Ermis is going to go out and talk to Matt McLean. The Rattlers do have an arm warming in the bullpen. We'll see what Coach Ermis does here. Coach Ermis does a tremendous job of handling this entire pitching staff. He's the one who goes out and recruits a lot of the pitchers, and year after year he's as much a part of the success as anyone here at St. Mary's. He's also taken over the duties of coaching third base now. Usually Coach Meagle is the one who takes the priority and does that job, but Coach Ermis is doing it now. So it'll be 2 Marauders on base along with just 1 Marauder out. And the cleanup hitter, Somerville, is at the plate. McLean looking in for what could perhaps be the biggest at-bat of the game. And they show bunt. He pops it up. Gonzalez has the ball at third and makes the catch. And just a huge mistake by the Marauders and Somerville.
And the mistakes starting to add up for the Marauders, as that bunt just took a bad bounce, and Gonzalez right there to catch it for out number 2.
And you see Somerville frustrated with himself in the dugout. He threw his helmet. That's usually the first thing they tell you about bunting. Don't pop it up.
And now Scott Held up to bat. Let's see if he can do anything with runners on.
And Held calls time. He'll step out of the box, get a quick stretch. Held so far is 0 for 1 today. The designated hitter has walked twice. Swing and a miss. And you can feel that McLean and the Rattler crowd are starting to really get into this one. McLean looking in, comes set, and deals. That one just off the plate, 1-1. Two away. McLean deals. And a called strike on the outside corner. And McLean's just one strike away from being out of the predicament. And a called strike 3. McLean has it all working tonight in the strikeout department. And we'll see if the St. Mary's offense can follow suit. 1-1, still the score. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th here on the Rattler Network.
Get your ass suit. You're not in here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard.
No. Ow.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. Omar Garcia to lead off for St. Mary's. That first pitch is a beauty for strike 1. Brewers is still out there on the rubber for the Marauders. He'll be facing Garcia, Hermson, and Reguero this inning. That one's fouled away, 0-2. We'd like to also thank all of our University of Mary attendees, as the catcher, Inmison, seems to have caught one in the wrong area. One of the hazards of being a catcher is that when those foul tips come off, it's very, very difficult to react in time. And you see he's down right now. Trainer is onto the field. We hope that he'll be all right. Probably just needs some time to recover here for a bit.
Probably better for him to stand up.
And he's up and on his feet. And Garcia will dig back in. It'll be an 0-2 count. And Garcia, Brewers, the Marauders, and the Rattlers will all step back in and be ready to play. To the count. Like I was saying before, we thank the University of Mary viewers who have tuned in today. We're glad that you could experience the opening of Dixon Stadium with us, as that one's hit over to short, and it's bobbled, and it'll be a leadoff runner for the Rattlers. Grunstad, a difficult play he had to make there.
And they scored a hit.
Up. And there's going to be a pinch runner over at first base. Pinch runner will be number 32, Kenny Corona.
Your attention please for the Rattlers, pinch running at first base for Garcia, number 32, Kenny Corona. First baseman, Joe Hermson.
So Corona represents the go-ahead run for the Rattlers. Hermson stands at first. A good pickoff move, but diving back safely is Corona. Corona's a freshman. He was the MVP of his baseball team in high school his senior year. He was named the most improved student as a junior. Bunt being laid down. And the play is made safely over to first. Hermson, the good sacrifice there. And Corona, with good wheels, is now in scoring position. And it'll be a pinch hitter, Keith Funk, coming in for John Paul Reguero.
Your attention, please, for the Rattlers pinch hitting for Leggero, number 5, Keith Funk.
Funk started the first game of the day. In that game, he was 0 for 2, although he did draw a walk and come around to score a run. Corona, a nice lead over there at second. And he just extended it even more. And a nice off-speed pitch to start off Funk for strike one.
That pitch had a lot of movement right there.
Both middle infielders bluffing over second. And Funk rips one but foul down the third base line. So he'll find himself down 0-2. Time's called as they had to chase down the ball into left field. And Brewers will head back onto the rubber. Corona, the nice lead from second. He's swinging his arms, trying to get in a rhythm. And he extends his lead, and he's going over his third. A big turn at third base, and Corona took up the extra bag. It's an excellent job by Corona of getting that secondary lead and reacting quickly so that he could take third with ease.
And great awareness by Corona, as now he's 90 feet away from putting the Rattlers up by 1.
1-2 the count for Funk. Here's the pitch, and Funk shoots it up the middle for an RBI single as St. Mary's has taken the lead. A great job by Funk, Corona, and all St. Mary's to produce this run.
The pinch runner and the pinch hitter doing the work here in this inning. And Coach Meagle doing great things with his decision making, and now the Rattlers have a 2-1 lead to show for it.
Here's Adrian Garcia to the plate. Garcia's 1 for 3 today. He scored the other St. Mary's run.
Yeah, we'll call you and let you know. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Center fielder Adrian Garcia.
Brewers come set. And here's the pitch. Oh no. And Funk got caught too far off the bag. Garcia weakly showed bunt. And now there's 2 away.
Funk a little overzealous on that play. Got caught a little too far off the bag, and he was tagged out for out numero dos.
Hang on, maybe the umpire was helping us. Put the ball up there. 1-1.
1-1 the count. And that one tapped lightly by Garcia, but it's foul. So the count will be 1-2 now. And St. Mary's will have a chance to close out the ball game heading into the ninth, but not before they look to add to this total, as Garcia is able to reach base.
Left fielder Scott Jones.
And now Scott Jones will come up to the plate with the top of the order.
Well, because it was, he had to dive for it, he was going away from the...
Oh, so unless it's like an easy, okay.
Yeah, if it went right at him, he bobbled it, you know.
Jones is 0 for 3 today. His last time up, he had that sacrifice bunt, though.
Right. So, like, if it's not a system thing where it's not right to you, and you make an error, make
2 away.
a mistake, then it's not an error. Okay. That makes sense.
Here's the pitch. And Jones looks at ball 1.
Well, like the one that was into the first baseman,
1-0 for Jones. And a hot shot. Brewers with the great reflexes, though, able to protect himself and to retire the side, but not before St. Mary's tacks on another run. They now lead 2-1 with an opportunity to close out the doubleheader when we come back on the Rattler Network.
I can feel it come.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. The top of the ninth, about to get under the way. St. Mary's Rattlers a chance to close out this ball game and complete the 2 victories in the doubleheader. But first, in case you missed it during the break, the Rattlers playing a bit of musical chairs with their lineup. Let's go on ahead. Let's try to get all of the substitutions for you. First off, Funk still into the game for Reguero. Roberts moved from shortstop to second base. Gonzalez moved from third base to shortstop. Hermson moved from first base to third base. Humple came into the game in order to play first base. And last but not least, Maldonado moved from second base in to pitch. So Mario Maldonado, who was originally recruited as a pitcher for St. Mary's, will have a chance to close out this game. And he dealt in strike 1 right there. Maldonado winds and deals. And that one just off the plate. 1-1 now the count. There is also a pinch hitter for the Marauders, Dwight Mack. Number 9 has come in for Salveson. Adders and Inger Mason are also due up. 2-1, now 2-2.
Maldonado's been working the outside portion of the plate. Let's see if he goes back there.
And that one just a little bit outside. Maldonado winds and deals. That one fouled off. And the count is going to remain full. Mack back in the box. And that one shot into right field by Mack. Big turn at first base, but the Rattlers able to get the ball in quickly. And so it'll be 1 on with no outs. And another pinch hitter now for the Marauders. It'll be Alex Daly coming to the plate.
For the Marauders, pinch hitting for batters. Number 7, Alex Daly.
Daly will be pinch hitting for Adders. Daly did start the first game and now coming into pinch hit. Maldonado looks over to first, now working from the set, and he'll step off the rubber. Here's the pitch. Daly showed bunt, but was able to pull it back 1-0. Daly, the senior from North Dakota. Maldonado, good pickoff move, but not quite in time. And pickoff move again, but diving back safely is Mack.
Maldonado has a very quick pickoff move.
And now Mack's going. And that one swung on and missed. Mack's going to try to dig for third, but he puts the brakes on just in time. 1-1 the count.
Daly, who's at bat, has a career average 247 in 3 years of play. Has started all but one of his games the past 3 years.
So this is indeed a rare occurrence for him to be pinch hitting. He lays down the bunt, nicely done. The throw onto first is in time by Hermsen, and 1 away. A good sacrifice there by Daly.
Catcher Sam Ingmanson.
And now here comes Ingmanson to the plate. You see Daly getting a lot of love from his bench. Everyone up to give him a high five on that good sacrifice.
And now the tying run is 90 feet away.
And it looks like Coach Ermis is going to head out and talk to his pitcher, Mario.
Who's warming up in the pen? Yeah,
So the conference on the mound. And there's also a conference going on between the batters, of course. What would you do, Brian, if you were in the Marauders' position? You're down 2-1 right now. You got burned on an attempt at a squeeze play earlier on in the game at a critical juncture. Do you try something like that again?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't. Because at this late point in the game, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. Just trust your batters and hope that they come up big as a strike is called right there.
0-1 the count. And if you're Maldonado, The best thing that you can get right now is a strikeout. But this one instead's lifted towards center field. Garcia makes the catch. Here's the throw. And it's in time! And that'll do it!
What a
double
way.
play!
Wow, what a way.
I can't believe it!
What a way to end the ball game.
My goodness. So St. Mary's comes all the way back from being down 1-0 to score runs in the bottom of the 7th and the bottom of the 8th. The Marauders are in disbelief. Humple able to combine with Garcia in order to get the ball to home in time. Funk doing a tremendous job of blocking the plate. But the real story today has to be, in my opinion anyway, the great pitching by Matt McLean. McLean, he got the victory here today. He was down for most of the day, but he didn't give up, kept the Rattlers in it the whole way. Maldonado the save as well. So McLean will move to 1-1 on the year. The Rattlers will move to 3-1 overall. Just a great way to end the day in Dixon Stadium. Remind you, Rattler fans, Rattlers will be back in action tomorrow. Another doubleheader with these Marauders. That'll start at noon. For Brian Megluyan, everyone in the Rattler Network who helped make this game at Dixon Stadium possible, and of course everyone who contributed to Dixon Stadium being built. We thank you so much, and we're so excited to have a season underway here on the campus of St. Mary's University. I'm Joe Rodriguez, and as always, take care, everyone.